Hi folks, I'm Rob Miller from HASSRA Communications and Marketing Team, and today you're here to see an overview of the Live Life Challenge, which is coming up in May, around the world in 180 days. And Jason and Zoe from the Charity for Civil Servants are here to give you that overview. So without further ado, I'll hand over to them now.
Hi everybody, thanks very much for joining and tuning into this the recording. So my name's Jason Foley-Doherty. I'm the Head of Engagement at the Charity for Civil Servants. I specifically look after DWP and HASSRA and another number of other government departments as well. I'm joined by my colleague Zoe Hudson, who's a Community Fundraising and Participation Coordinator. So before we go into it, we thought we didn't want to assume that you knew everything about the charity. So we're going to give you a very quick overview, whistle-stop tour of the services to give you a flavour of what we do and how we can support our community, because you are our community. You'll also see there's a QR code there on the actual page. So at any point, I put it right throughout the slide, at any point, pick up your phone, scan the QR code, and that'll take you to the actual sort of the Live Life Challenge 180 Days initiative. So the Charity for Civil Servants, we've been around for an awful long time, over 135 years. We're here to help you as a current civil servant, but if you leave, you can also access support and help as well. The other thing that's really important is we're here for your financial dependents, your family, that's your partner, maybe your children. I think one of the things we need to stress as well is that we don't need to get involved. We're not a membership. Now, we know the HASSRA community is a membership, and I'm a HASSRA member. I absolutely love being part of it and getting involved in initiatives like this and doing the quiz and all those different things. And it's just a brilliant community. And really, as a community, we're here to support you. So what impact has it? So in 2021, 97,000 times people came to us for support of one reason or another. That's the most we ever achieved, because we're trying to get that message out, to get that help to people when they actually need us most. We give £1.6 million worth of grants, and that's cash, and also provide and pay for services, and we don't ask for that money back. Every minute someone's come to us and applied for help, and nearly 80% of the time it's talk about mental health and well-being. Now we're going to cover the services in three umbrellas, as it were. First one's going to be money, the second one is going to be caring, and the third one is going to be about mental health and well-being. So let's see what we can actually do and how we can support people. So we've got trained qualified advisors, and we're actually conducted by the Financial Authority as well, where they give us the guidance to make sure that we are abiding by the legislation. We've got a whole range of tools that we can support people with, whether that's unmanageable debt or even if you think you're going into debt. We've got lots of tools to avoid that or to help you get out of that, and we can guide you and talk you through that. We've got a whole range of different stuff in our toolkits, such as budget calculators. There's lots of advice webinars, not just in real time, but also you can actually go and listen to them when a time when it's convenient for you, because they're recorded as well. Money advice and pension service. Again, there's calculators and tools to sort of maybe work out and plan for the future also as well. Now, money is probably one of the most hardest subjects to talk about. So we've actually got JaneBot, which is an actual it's an online chat bot. It's a structured conversation where it asks questions, and then it will actually give you the support, the resources that you might need once you've answered the questions. And it's not a person. It's, so sometimes just taking that level of personal out of that will help you have that conversation. And it may say, come and speak to us at the end of it, because of the support that we know that we can give you. We mentioned we give out money, and it might be towards household bills, or it even could be towards white goods, such as buying a refrigerator or a washing machine, because sometimes we just don't have that disposable income. And the last thing we want to do is we want to make sure that you avoid getting into debt, and if we can support you in that way, we will do so also, and give you that support. So caring, it's really interesting. It takes people approximately 2 to 3 years before they realise they're a carer. We just think it's our responsibility. We think we've got to look after mum and dad, look after our partner, look after our children. But in reality, you are an actual carer, and you need support as well. And that's what we're here for. We've got a whole range of carers' digital resources, whether there's like a thing called a Jointly app, where basically you put all your family members in that app. If you can't go and get a prescription, for example, ping a message through that and off it goes. But it records everything, a little bit like WhatsApp really, but it's structured, and there's that support there for you. So that's something you can access free of charge. Now, you've got your own departmental carer's passport, but sometimes just having that guidance and support to actually complete it, it can be difficult. We've got resources that will actually help you and explain what there is. A financial assistance. Now, going to and from hospitals, that can really eat into disposable income. Maybe you haven't got that disposable income. Again, that's where we can step in and support people. Emergency plan. Imagine if the person that you're looking after, for whatever reason, you're able to go and sort of help them out. You might be overnight. Well, who knows what that person's bedtime routine is, what their favorite foods or their dislikes are. Again, the emergency plan puts all it down in a piece of paper that is in the house, that if you are, for whatever reason, not able to do that, again, whoever comes to look after the person knows what that structure is, because that's sometimes really important. Dementia support service. We work with admin nurses, and you can actually access 3 calls with an admin nurse who can sort of talk you about the dementia or the Alzheimer's of the person that you're looking after, because that does put a real pressure on. Again, those services are free. You can access them as and when you actually need them. Support for mental health and well-being. Now, if you need a conversation, and then sometimes it's quite difficult, but we've got trained advisors. We don't judge. We're impartial. And we're there for you. So if you need just to offload, sometimes, to share a problem, it's actually then it almost helps you to think, I'm nearly over that problem, as it were. There's that old saying, isn't it? So a problem shared is a problem halved. Now, again, if you feel you can't have that conversation, we've got Dogbot as another chat bot. And again, it'll ask you questions and get you to the right resources. It might take you to the Wellbeing Hub, where it looks at anxiety, depression, stress, and resilience. And there's a whole range of tools that you can actually select. Once you've selected it, it then puts all that information into an email and it's straight into your inbox, whether that's work or whether that's your personal one, that's your choice. And smarter working for your well-being, a whole range of different ways of how you can change the way we work, possibly to improve how you approach work, or even support you can get from work as well. We do link in with an awful lot of actual key partners who provide the best service possible. Anxiety UK, again, that could include counselling potentially. There's Relate, about relationships. You can have 3 counselling sessions with one of those Relate counsellors, and it's not just about you and your partner. It could be about any relationship, whether that's a family member or whether even as a neighbour, for example. And Law Express, again, a whole range of information there about anything about legal. It's legal information, and also it's not just an app that you can actually download, but you can also phone one of the advisors on the actual telephone as well. Again, it's all free. The other one, Sleep Station, if you've got insomnia, they're a fantastic resource. It's a program that you can go on. Again, that's free, and the results from that has been absolutely phenomenal in helping lots and lots of your colleagues. So if that's something, please go and have a look at that as well. So that's really giving you a flavour of obviously the services and support that I've got. There's a whole range more, bit of homework, maybe go on our website, go and have a look at that. But why are we actually sort of doing this? Well, we want to get you involved in 180 days. So what I'd like to do now is just play a very brief video to show you really the impact that the charity has made.
I suddenly found myself looking after 3 young children, single-handedly. I was worried about my finances, worried about where we were living, worried about my kids. I was stuck.
My husband had been unemployed for about 3 years after a serious accident when our baby was born. I went back to work as soon as I could, but we found ourselves in a situation where we had absolutely no cash. In my darkest hour, I thought we were going to be homeless. Things were so bad. My husband had a nervous breakdown and I didn't know where to turn. So this is when I got in touch with the charity. They offered me financial advice and helped us pay our rent arrears. It took such a weight off. Because of the charity, we kept our home. I want to shout from the rooftops about it. I really can't thank them enough for helping me keep my family together.
Times have been very hard. and I cannot say just how much I appreciate what was done for me and my family.
Citizens do a valuable job. We work hard to look after the public, so it makes complete sense that we look after each other.
The charity helped me when I was at my lowest. They quite literally turned my life around. I always promised myself that when I was in a position to pay it forward, I would. And this is my way of helping others in need. This is my way of saying thank you.
There's lots of HASSRA members that we've supported. And I think some of the comments that made theirs paid it forward. You know, you guys do an amazing job, but we do need to help each other. And the 180 Days initiative is a way of doing that. It's to continue that support, getting that help out to people. And Zoe, in a minute, is going to go through how you can actually get involved. But just to let you know, registrations is now open. We are going to sort of to thank the Live Life Challenge participants who've previously got involved and get them involved, because they're always getting involved, but we want to get everybody involved if we possibly can. We are going to be promoting this through the actual sort of the Live Life Challenge magazine. We're going to be involved in the national quiz, the competitions, social media. You know, we've seen on your Facebook or on Instagram, you know, share your photographs, because that really encourages what to get involved really with this as well, and see what your achievements are. And you know, we know we're in club, you might be in a club, we know we're all in our regions, and if you're a volunteer, see whether you can promote it as well or become a volunteer. Now the challenge starts on May the 2nd and it concludes on Friday the 28th of October. I think the really important thing as well is to get involved in this challenge. It could be where you might be enthusiastic about fishing or cycling or bowling, you know, or if you're going on one of the HASSRA sort of weekends away, or going to the races, for example. You know, all these types of different activities can actually fall into the actual sort of the 180 Days initiative. So again, it doesn't matter what you want to do, what you're enthusiastic about, you can do that. I think the other thing that it really helps to lend as well is that sometimes we may not be able to afford to get pair trainees or get a bike. Well, you've got the HASSRA Development Fund. Access that, because that's what it's there for. Or if you're getting involved in the festivals, again, all these different activities can really go towards being part of this challenge. So I've said enough, and I think really, I'm sure you're getting excited now. Saying, what is the challenge? What is the challenge? So now over to you, Zoe, to sort of go through, and Zoe will talk us through the step by step of how you get involved. So thank you very much, and over to you, Zoe.
Thank you so much, Jason, for sharing that whistle-stop tour about the organisation. I hope you found that video as powerful as it really is. We've watched it a couple of times now, and every time I see it, it does give me goosebumps. So yes, I hope it made sense to why we're doing what we're doing. Now, this is the site that we've built for you. As you can see, we've got the homepage across the top here. And it just gives a nice brief overview of the challenge. So we've got here at first, we've got 3 trigger buttons, and these will be updated as we go through the challenge. So it shows the total amount of people taking part, the distance, now that's going to go once we start entering our distances on the 2nd of May, and the total amount raised, which will go to help all those people and more within that film. Now the challenge is, it's a 6-month challenge, so 180 days, and our aim is to travel around the world. So we've got nice little snippets of the 7 different continents that we've separated for you. And you can see along the right-hand side here of all these images, these are real HASSRA members doing real sporting activities. And that was really important to us, to make sure that we show the personal touch and the people behind doing these challenges on an everyday event. As we've said, the event is open and it is free to join, and you can join all the way through the challenge. There's no cut-off point. So if you've got new people starting your team throughout the year, get them involved, get them part of your team. This is the homepage, and as you see, it's got nice little graphics and things. I'll just take you quickly through the navigation bar and this additional bar at the top. Then we'll look at registering and donating and finding teams. Our about page, again, very basic, tells you exactly what it says on the tin and what we're aiming to do. We've broken it down because, yes, 25,000 miles does seem like a big distance, but we can do it together as a community. So we've broken it down into about 7.5 miles a day, which doesn't seem so scary, but it is still a challenge for some people out there, especially working from home. As Jason alluded to, we've got lots of prizes dotted throughout the challenge that have been sponsored by HASSRA. These aren't prizes, these are prizes for your club as well as individuals. So there's lots of categories that we've separated, but for the people who aren't part of clubs, we've got £100 is your aim and your target. So anybody who's able to raise £100 for the charity is entered into a prize draw for lovely, lovely prizes to be won. As I said, we've separated the world into 7 continents, and this is what we'll see. If you're part of a team, there's lots of gamification badges, and the teams will be aiming for these different regions as we go through. If you're taking part as an individual, we've just given you Europe because we think that's probably far enough. We'll go through all the badges as we start to register, and you'll see it. So bringing it back to why to fundraise, this is the difference that you're going to be making to your colleagues, whether they're past or present. And if you click on this link, this will take you to the charity's website, and it lists down there all of the people we have helped. And as you can see, the bar goes down quite a way. These are all stories that people have given us permission to use. So going back to our navigation bar at the top, I'm going to skip leaderboards because that's the exciting one. We'll come back to that. The FAQs. Now we've preempted a couple of questions that you may have that will go through the challenge, and these are all listed out quite nicely down the side. It's very easy to use website, and you can see as you click on something, it'll just open it up and it'll pop it back down again. So let's register. Right at the top of the screen, this register button will always be there. When we click on it, first of all, it will ask us whether we're a HASSRA member. If we're not, and we click on this button, it will take us to the HASSRA website in order to become a member. So we're hoping to see a real big influx of members within your society as well, which is exciting. Of course, I'm a member, so I'm going to click yes. It then gives you an option here on whether you want to join a team or whether you want to be as an individual, and you can do either. If at the minute I'm thinking, right, it's only me here, I'm just going to go individuals, don't worry, there will always be a point later where you can create the team as you go through that registration flow. Equally, if you complete that registration flow and then you find a team afterwards, you can still join that team. Equally, this site that we've developed gives us loads of editorial rights. So if you need to do a bit of team wiggling around, you want to jump to another team, or you need to change your team captains for whatever reason, do get in touch with us and we can do lots of moving around in the background. So I'm going to start up as an individual, and then you'll see that point for me to join a team because I know of a team that I would like to join. So as you go down here, you can see you've got an option here if you've already got an account. I'm guessing most of you don't, so we'll skip that bit. You can pop your title in, your name, your email address. It's remembered that I'm already a member, so it's got my password already in there. It's asking for your postal address, so I'm going to put my address in here, and you can see it's got a nice lookup. So then it populates everything in there for you, which is really nice and easy. Next, we're asking whether we want any newsletters. So yes, I want to hear about HASSRA. I also agree to all the terms and conditions. Again, here you can click to see a list of those. Then the second consent is asking whether you would like to hear from the Charity for Civil Servants. I'm going to say yes, because I'm really interested in all of the services that you offer. And lastly, we go down to next step. Oh, see, if there's anything missing, it will highlight it to you. Try again. So our next section, and you can see the little breadcrumb trail along the top. It isn't many things to join. Now, I do know that I'm not part of a club, but if you do know that you are, you can just follow the list down. As you can see, it's quite a long list, and find the club that you want to join. Team members can be parts of several different clubs. You don't all need to be part of the same club, which is really useful. If you're not part of a club like me, just click skip. Now for here, we want to set up all of our goals. You can change these as well. So if you think, okay, I'm just going to go for the distance across Europe, and this is the distance that we've pre-set for you. If you think you're not going to quite achieve it, then you can edit it slightly. If you think you're going to do much more, then you can do that. Again, as I said before, the site is really great for adapting. So anything that you don't do here, it's okay. You'll have those options again as we go through. The same with the fundraising target. We've set everybody at £100 so you can be entered into that prize draw. Then lastly, this is what's going to be on your fundraising page. This site is beautiful because it's a one-stop shop. It's got everything you could possibly need. So there's no need to go open a Just Giving page afterwards. It's got it all in here. The same with all the payment functions. It's not going to send you off to PayPal or Google Pay or Apple Pay. Everything is included in one site. So you can edit this, you can change some of the wording along here, and you can enter your profile. Now this is really nice because this means that you're going to win one of your badges. So I'm going to see if I can enter one of my images that I already have pre-saved. I can move my image around, I can make it bigger, I can make it smaller. I'm going to keep the text because I trust with what you say. I'm going to click next. And then the last thing you're going to do is it's going to ask you whether you want to make a donation to your page. Now, this is a really good way to start your fundraising off in the right set. If you want to, you can select the amount that you wish to donate, and that will start you off. Now, each amount states what that could do for somebody within the civil service, and we've had these verified as well with actual people that we have helped. If you want to do more, you can change the amount, and this little function will also appear on your page, so all your sponsors will see the real difference that they're making to civil servants. I'm not going to do this right now, just because of GDPR. I don't think you want to see all my card details. And then there you are, you're all set up. This is the link to your specific page, and you can find that at any point as well, so don't worry, you don't always need to take a link of it. There's always interesting and nice ways that you can share your page, which we pre-populated all of the text. So all you've got to do is click on it and push send to your contacts. And here's my page. I'm all set up. You can see all of the activities I'm doing. Again, here are these buttons again, where you can see the different amounts and the difference they're going to make. And this is the breadcrumb trail along the top. 3 simple steps. It's really, really easy. Now, anything that you need to edit, you're looking for the pen and paper button. When you click on that, that will give you that pop-up button in order for you to change and make and save changes. You want to come out, click the X, you want to save, click save. And there it's done. It is so, so simple. There's also at the bottom, you'll see these are all the gamification badges that I spoke about. And you'll see that we've broken them up for the distance across Europe, and then also for the activities. Now we want to try and get you as active as possible. So we've got lots of badges there for you to do different activities. Now, as I said, the activities don't start until the 2nd of May. So you'll see this function will populate on your page, and this section will show all the traction that you've done. So this nice circle will start to increase as you start to go through your challenge, and you will pop your activities down here. You can't see it at the minute because it's switched off until the 2nd of May, but it is very simple and it is very, very easy to do. You would just follow the drop down list. You'd enter I've played tennis, you entered the time that you've played tennis, so it was for an hour, and then it will do all the conversions for you for your activities, which is really, really nice and easy. Now, Your login is up the top here, and here as well you'll be able to see all the different ways of support. Now again, you will see your activity listed here. If you do lose it, you can always find it in this nice little drop down section. You can see a list of your donors, you can see all sorts of different things, and you can edit the amounts in your any account information. These nice links will take you to your social media pages to share your page and to maximize the donations you get. If you were accessing this via your phone, then which is you can do, it's on the web, you can access it wherever you like. You will also have another little button along here which will be for text messages and WhatsApps. So that's really good for all those group channels that you might be involved in and you want to target people in different groups. So let me just go out and I will show you the leaderboards, which is very, very interesting. So we've developed the leaderboards in order to encourage some healthy rivalry within the HASSRA community. And we've segmented the leaderboards into categories. We've got individuals, we've got teams, and we've got clubs. So as you can see right at the beginning, we've got the individuals and everybody is separated into amount raised and then into the distance. And the distance will change as we go through and we start adding activities in. The amounts obviously will show the highest person first. And the same for the teams. You can see all the teams listed here. And then also for the clubs as they start to go through. So I know that I wanted to be part of this club, and you just click this button here and then you can become a team member within that club. What's also nice is on this one you can see the team badges. As you can see, they're slightly different to the individual badges. Along the bottom you can see a list of the sponsors as you start to receive sponsorships and the amounts that they have donated to you. Further down you can see all the team members and what they've raised. So it really does bring in that community and bring everybody together. I just wanted to show you on the FAQs page, I believe it's on the third question down, it will list the activities and we'll just give you an example of the type of activities we've already got preset into the system, and it will do all the calculations for you. So if you know that you're going to go bowling with the family over the weekend, then you can enter that in. Equally, we've got gardening on there, housework, all sorts of different activities. So it really has tried to be inclusive as possible. The other nice thing about it is that you can connect certain devices and pair them up with the site, so you don't need to remember to go in and log your activities. I think it's a little bit further down here. I think what we've got linked are MapMyFitness and Fitbit. And there's lots of guidance there on how you can link those devices to it. With your activities as well, if I go back to my page, so I go back to dashboard along here, you will see that once you've got all your pages down on there, you can edit your activity. So if you've entered the wrong amount, for example, again, you look for that nice little pencil button and then you can edit the time, you can edit the distance, the mileage that you did on your cycle, for example. Now on my dashboard, you can see I've only completed 33%. Once you complete 100%, it just gives you a bit more. So it's explaining to you here what you need to do in order to update your page. You will see your activity tracker as that goes through. Here it is, how to connect all your devices along here, and it's very, very easy. You just log into your Fitbit account, for example, and then overnight, I think it takes about 24 hours for it to then set in, and it will always update as we go through. And then there's your donations along the top. Now if I just very finally just show you the contact us or the search, so if anybody, you can't find your page or you're looking for somebody, you can just look for them in this handy little search box, or we've got them all listed down. So this will get quite long. So if you do know somebody's name, you can type in the name. Equally, you can make a donation to the team if you know all the members in that team. The same for clubs. Lastly, if you do have any questions, please contact us. We've got the contact us across the top and then a handy little form for you to fill in all your details, and I will be at the other end of the line in order to answer any of your questions. So that is a whistle-stop tour. I hope I haven't forgotten anything, but if you do get stuck or anything like that, please do get in touch with us. We'll be more than happy to help. I hope you're excited for the challenge as much as we are. We've worked really, really hard to get this up and running, and we're looking forward to seeing all of your activity and all of your photos that you're going to be showing throughout the 6 months challenge and fundraising for us. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts for taking part in this event.
Zoe, thank you so much for going through that. Hopefully it gets everybody excited. It's so easy, that website. And just the interactivity and the teams, you know, and seeing where you are as an individual, where your team is as an individual, you know, and really getting the camaraderie with your sort of, you know, because we all love you guys. We all know you guys love winning awards and things. So it's brilliant. So Zoe, thank you very much. There's the QR code again. There will be packs being sent out shortly through your clubs, so you'll get that information as well if you need further information. But as Zoe said, please come to us. So thank you very much for your time. We look forward to you all getting involved in the challenge. So good luck, everybody, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks, Robbie.
Thanks very much, Jason and Zoe. And let's get everyone involved, folks. You know, it's a big challenge, and it's something that we are able to do. So get the word around your clubs and your regions, and let's get involved. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Take care.